blank, but I feel the bin. Market's flat, but the vault's alive. I don't need signs, I got Aria's eyes. Everyone's out chasing noise again, but I'm stacked in range, steady hands, no friends. Rewards drip slow like a leaking pipe, but it's real and it's mine, not some token hype. Welcome to the Maker Club, where silence prints and signals lie. Where we earn while they just try. No gods, no pets, just bins and time. You're in the club, now shape your line. Some farm flash, some stake blind, some just tweet like that earns them time. But we built walls in the liquidity book. We cut our edge, didn't wait, didn't look. Aria's cape snaps in a backhand bug. Grabs dead again, yeah, we still plug. She doesn't talk, but she always knows where the spread breaks and the volume flows. Welcome to the Maker Club. It's not a badge, it's a weight you wear. A strategy whispered through bin-step air. No fame, no flair, just shape and grind. Welcome home, you're just in time. One bin farmers, hungry thieves, scraping feast like rust off leaves. Let 'em chase, let 'em sweat. We hold the range and we collect. Maker Club, no second tries. We get the range right, or you die. No mercy, no chart to trust. Just bolts and sweat and Aria's gun. This is the Maker Club. You don't join, you come in. Where silence prints and signals lie. Where we earn while they just try. No gods, no beds, just bins and time. Maker Club. It's not a badge, it's a weight you wear. A strategy whispered through bin-step air. No fame, no flair, just shape and grind. Welcome home, you're just in time.
Welcome everyone. I am Hank. I am from the Sonic Maker Club, and I have today with me Yusso. Hi Yusso.
Hello, everyone.
So we are here today for the Maker Draft. This is a DLMM training, which will cover everything that Metropolis has to offer on Sonic. So we'll have a short session checking the V2 pools, but then really diving into DLMM, the tech behind Metropolis, and then everything you can really do with it. The idea is to lay a foundation and for everybody of you to learn how this protocol works. Why is it so efficient at capturing fees? And overall, how can you take advantage of that? So that being said, let's get right into it. Before though, one disclaimer, please read this carefully. In short, this is no financial advice. Do your own research. And if you do not agree with these terms, please do not proceed with this presentation. But that being said, let's look at what we're going to cover today. So first of all, we're going to cover the simple UniV2 pools. This is not what makes Metropolis special, but as it's part of the protocol, we're going to quickly go through this because you might encounter this on Metropolis. But then we're going to go into DLMM pools, show how they really work, all kinds of how do the farms work, what are bins, how do they work, what are fees or bin steps, and all the different mechanics, how do fees auto compound. And then at the end we go into DLMM strategies and compare those and when you might be able to use which one. That's a bit of an overview. And you can see at the end already maker vaults, and I can say the audit is wrapping up nicely. So we are near the finishing line to have vaults out again. So this will also make for everybody who's a DLMM enthusiast, but also likes to learn how others do it and just participate in their vaults. This is gonna come back soon. Okay. Then let's start with number one, simple Uni V2 pools. And I'm not going to spend too much time here. I just want to quickly explain the concept to then make the differentiation to the DLMM pools that we have on Metropolis. So what you can see here is a graph. You see liquidity indicated on the left side, and then horizontally the price from 0 to infinity. And how V2 pools work is that you always need both tokens in equal value in a pool. And with that, the liquidity is spread over the entire price range. So from 0 all the way to infinity. And if you now imagine that the trading range is between $40 and $50 of a price, then you can see in this graph that only a small amount of the liquidity is actually active and most of it is idle on the side. That are the limitations of V2 pools, and that's why the fee revenue, the real yield, is lower in them. Now, if you still want to join the V2 pools, there can be good reasons for that. Many new token launches use V2 because it's a great base liquidity and it doesn't need much management. It's kind of simple farming, I would say. Then something to understand is that on Metropolis, you will need to stake your liquidity token that you create. So for example, if you join a fair launch and afterwards you have that liquidity token, you still need to stake it in a V2 farm to earn rewards on top of the fees. The LP token already earns the fees, but then to earn farm rewards on top, you will need to stake that in the V2 farm. For this, we have the zapper that will allow you to go between these stages back and forth. And we're going to take a quick look on the protocol to see how this actually looks like. So I'm going to switch now to Metropolis. And we're here under trade. So this is the simple exchange. And we're going to go now to earn and all pools. And here you have all the pools on Metropolis. And here you have a nice filter. You can filter between DLMM pools and the so-called simple V2 pools that we are covering right now. Simple V2 pools, let's take the first one. If you see the volume that was there, liquidity, and some basic information. And now if I want to allocate any tokens here, you see that it always will also show Metro that I would need to add. This is because the dollar value always needs to be 50-50 both sides when you enter or exit the pool. You could swap here directly, but what I'm going to do is I want to go directly into the farm. So I click up here, farm, and I'm going to use the zapper. So I look at this. This is the V2 pool, and I deposit. And this zapper allows me to go from my Sonic token directly into the farm. I can say I want to use 10, and then it will do these transactions. It will actually trade half of it to Metro, create the LP token, and allocate it to the farm. So let's do this quickly. There we go. And there we are, allocated and earning farm rewards. Let's Whoop. Let's check this. Yes, so this is mainly how the whole part works, and you can always look above if you hover here the trading fee rewards as well as the metro rewards. That being said, let's get into DLMMing, and for that I will go back to the presentation. Okay, so now that was Uni V2 pools. You have them in Metropolis, but it's not what distinguishes Metropolis from other dexes on Sonic. What is special about Metropolis is the base protocol, which is a dynamic liquidity market maker. It's DLMM in short, and it has certain advantage that makes it extremely efficient compared to other dexes out there, and what's really the edge at the end as a liquidity provider. So let's look at this in theory, and then we go step by step. What makes it special? Theory of DLMM. Before we saw in a V2 pool, liquidity is spread over the entire liquidity range from 0 to infinity. In a DLMM, the liquidity is concentrated in these vertical price bins. And as an example here, the liquidity is in a normal curve distribution. And you can see that most of the liquidity is this way concentrated in the active trading range, and only a small portion is idle on the sides. And you see here still both token A liquidity and token B liquidity. And this is the active bin right now. In the middle, this is where trading happens. You only have both tokens in the active bin. And then to the right, you only have token B in the bins, and to the left, only token A in the bins. But we're going to get to that again a little bit going forward. Just a quick comparison, and here I'm going to focus on DLMM specific. It has a higher fee. It creates a higher fee revenue because you concentrate. It allows for zero slippage trading and zero price impact trading within the bins. This makes it very attractive for arbitrage strategies, for aggregators if there's the liquidity, because there's no slippage price impact when trades are being executed through it, and for everybody who's using it direct on the front end for trades. You can do single side liquidity deployment. So V2, I shared always, you need to have 50-50, both dollar values on both sides. With DLMM, you can do one-sided strategies, only deploy one side of the token, and then speculate that the price will move in that range to your advantage. And then there are dynamic fees. I know dynamic fees are a hot topic on Sonic. This is something that is built into DLMM from the get-go. Dynamic fees means that when volatility increases, the fee revenue is increased as well. So your liquidity in volatile times earns you more fees. This makes also then volatile tokens, when you have pools with a certain setting, can be very lucrative because you're taking advantage of the dynamic fees within all the Metropolis DLMM pools. Next, you have unlimited flexibility, and we're going to go into that. With DLMM, you can create different shapes. I've seen today a Sydney opera strategy, I think he called it. So you could do all kinds of different shapes that allow you to concentrate liquidity in a way that is beneficial to your strategy. But the downside, let's say, like the unlimited flexibility, comes with the necessity to actively manage your liquidity. So you need to be on top of that. And with that comes a higher potential impermanent loss or impermanent profit, depending on if you take that to your advantage or if you're more focusing on the volume and trying to get the fee revenue out. That's a quick overview. And now what I would like to show is what are bins, because I'm going to be talking a lot about bins, bin strategies, different always bins. And if you're not familiar with DLMM, you might be wondering what are bins? What is Hank talking about there? So bins is in the DLMM pool, liquidity is concentrated in so-called vertical price bins. So in this model, we have price from P1 to P7. So these are all different price points. And for each price point, there is a liquidity pool bin. So these are all their own liquidity pools. Now, if you allocate liquidity, you participate in these bins, you allocate some liquidity here and across the entire area. You can also choose in which bins you want to allocate liquidity. The active bin is always the bin with both tokens inside. It can always in each pool only be one bin that has both tokens. That is the actively traded bin. And it indicates the price at this point. So it indicates here are both tokens. This is the current price. And then to the left of it, it's only token A in the bins, and to the right of it, only token B. Now, if the price moves trading, it moves up and down in that bin, and these are all slippage-free trades. So every trade like this, there's no price impact to the trader, which makes it very effective for all kinds of aggregators and arbitrage strategies. Now, if a trade goes over from one bin to the next, this is where the price difference hits from P4 to P3, and this at the end is the trader pays it as a fee, let's say on top. It's the price impact of his trade. And but this really depends on the pool, how much this is. We have pools with very, very small price impact, 4 basis points, so very, very small. But we also have one where this is an entire percentage step from one to the other. Really depends on the token, and it really depends on the pool at the end, what makes sense here. That was bins, and I'm gonna come now to the next topic. And I appreciate that this might be a lot of information in very short amount of time. So this is being streamed. This will also be available on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go back at a later stage, just take a look at it. This is no problem. You can take a look at it again. Now, bin steps and fees. On Metropolis, you will find that for a certain pool, you see more than one pool available. And this is because depending on the market conditions, a different pool might have the perfect settings for liquidity efficiency. And soon with the new update, you will be very transparently see, you can just click on the pool and see, these are all the available pools, and select the one where you see the most trust or the most APR in, or whatever you go after, liquidity, APR, what your point is. And there are two key attributes to the pools. One is the bin step. The bin step, this is shown down here, is the bin step is the difference, the step from one bin to the next. So here the bin step says what's the price change from one bin to the next. That's the bin step, and this is in basis points. So 100 is 1%, 50 is 0.5% price impact, and so on. So this is, so you can see there are certain bins where you have 2% price impact from one bin to the next, price difference, and you have bin steps that are very, very small here. To each bin step, there's a corresponding fee. So the trading fee is what the trader pays when he trades within a bin, and if he trades from one bin, his trade goes from one bin to the next, he will encounter the fee from the trading fee that's always there, and then the bin step kind of fee on top, or the price impact on top. Now, this distinguishment, if you're diving deeper into DLMM, can be very beneficial to understand which pool to choose. Simply speaking, these larger bin steps can be very attractive if you have very volatile pairs, or they can be that you're pooling, or they can be very attractive if you have a strategy that goes over a large price impact, or price change. So you're betting on something to do, I don't know, not just 20%, but maybe move, 2, 3, 4, 5x. Then you can create a strategy that reflects that more easily with these larger bin steps. And while you execute your strategy, you have a higher fee return, but at the same time, there's less trading happening in these larger fee pools, because they're only arbitraged later on, and most of the small trading will go through more efficient pools. Now, let's take a look at these different bin steps. So this is just a visualization. A larger bin step would cover the same amount price range with less bins than a large bin step with less bins than a small bin step. With a small bin step, the liquidity is concentrated in all these little steps, and with that, you will need more bins to cover a larger trading range. Next up are dynamic fees. Now, dynamic fees are triggered when price moves across many bins over a given time period. This is going with the built-in oracle. It's built into the protocol. It's not relying on external oracles or anything like that. That's why it's also super quick. It's directly when it encounters, it is active. There's no delay or lag on Metropolis here. And what that does is, if the price moves, and we showed this once with the larger bin step as well as with the small bin step, you can see that at the large bin step, the price moved through 3 bins. And with the small bin step, it moved through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bins here, 5, 6 bins on the lower small bin step frame. Now here, the volatility oracle will hit earlier, and the dynamic fees will kick in faster. Whereas on the larger bin step, you will need more price movements in order for the dynamic fees to kick in. This makes small bin steps sometimes extremely effective at capturing fee revenue, because it is very efficient if there's, let's say, less volatility. And once there is certain volatility picking up a bit, the dynamic fees directly kick in, and that can make these positions very lucrative. The same on the same token with the dynamic fees with the larger bin step. If you are providing liquidity for a very volatile token that is really making large moves up and down, you will have, on top of the already high fee setting, the dynamic fee will kick in, and that can be also very lucrative. But it always also comes with impermanent loss, so you will need to set the right strategy or the for your desired outcome. Okay, so this is a bit the difference. So with small bin steps, the volatility oracle is triggered faster. This is then, that's indicated the price move, and now the price is moved over to the next bin. Now, we often hear, if you're used to Meteora, which is a DLMM protocol on Solana, you're used to harvesting your fees. At Metropolis, your fees auto compound directly in the position. So you will need the fees that you earn, they are within the bins. So when you start a position, this looks like this. You have, this is a spot position, it's just over a number of bins. And after a while, when you would come back and let's say trading is still in the similar range, then you will find that your position, the bins have these little hills. It's not so straight line anymore, but you can see little hills on certain pools. We saw even very high hills there because so many fees have been accumulated. But so the fees are accumulating within the bins, and this is very this way the fees directly will earn continuous fees again. So you do not need to redeploy those into your position, but they're automatically redeployed. This is also especially effective for the maker vaults that are coming soon, the maker vaults, the new version that are coming out soon. And with that, this is a very important feature in those that's directly auto compounded in the position. So you start out with your flat distribution. Over time, you earn fees in the different bins. And the nice thing is you can look back and see, depending on how many fees you have earned, so how high these little hills are, you can see where actually most trading happened. So it's also always a nice looking back to say, oh, okay, this is the area where really a lot of trading happened. And that then also correlates with the price chart that you can see there. So it's always an interesting detail to analyze. Now, Metropolis has something that are farms. And an important thing to mention here is in what I shared before with the V2 farms was that you need to stake your position, your LP position, in a farm contract to earn those farm rewards. This is not the case with DLMM farms. DLMM farms are utilizing hook technology, which allows you to just provide liquidity in your shape, and through hook technology, automatically you will be rewarded with the farms that are with the rewards that are being emission through the farms. And we're going to take a look at all of this. This is right now a lot of theory, but we're going to take a look at all these different aspects also on Metropolis, that you get an idea and can connect what you see here in the presentation with what is on Metropolis, the DEX. So how do farms work? Farms on Metropolis reward always the active bin, and they move directly with it. So if the price moves one bin up, the farm will directly move with it, and it's always just the active bin being rewarded. Now, this might compel users to put all their liquidity into that one bin because they want to collect all the farm rewards. This can be a strategy, but note that there's a high impact of impermanent loss if that's the strategy you follow, and it is not meant that way. So the farm is not meant as in as a idea to allocate all the liquidity in there, but the farm is meant to, if you have a wider range over the entire range here, as the price moves up and down, your entire liquidity will be rewarding. And so it's no big difference in that sense for you as a liquidity provider. If you have a wider range, as the price moves up and down, these different bins of your liquidity position will be rewarded. Yes. So I think, let's check. There's one more thing. Always one more thing. And that is APRs and, let's say, general KPIs on Metropolis. If you go on the pool page, this is what I shared before, you will have more than one pool for a token pair. And here you can see directly, you see the first one with the 0.04% fees, and then you see the different fee settings below. So 0.10% fees is the second pool, and 0.25% fees the third pool. The next thing that you can see there is the Sonic airdrop points you can earn. And this is specific for each token. So this one has 8 and 12. And this, how is this calculated? It takes, so Sonic is 4, and for having active liquidity in Metropolis, who's part of the program, you earn 2x on that, so 8x. And for the USDC in your pool, and the pool's the same thing. The Sonic airdrop points are 6, and for active being on Metropolis, that is doubled to 12x, 12 points. On top, what you can see behind, these are farm rewards. So you see on top, there are Metro emissions, or Metro and MGEM emissions can be, that are rewarding a certain pool here. One thing to note, if you see these, is that you will only see the Sonic airdrop sign if both tokens are part of the Sonic airdrop. That is a new requirement of the foundation. So only liquidity in pools with both tokens being part of the program are earning the airdrop. So this is something important to note. If you wonder, a certain token that is paired with Sonic, why are you not earning airdrop points? It's because of that. Both tokens need to be part of the program. Now the next is liquidity. It just shows how much liquidity is in that pool. And then you have two nice indicators here. One is the volume of the past 24 hours, and the other one is the fees earned over the past 24 hours. And this is then really showing the efficiency, right? You can see the efficiency of a certain pool, like the first one, how much volume.
Hello, hello. Did you mute yourself, Hank?
Lost my mic for a second.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm back
I
again.
can hear you now.
Okay, good. So the last thing I think I said is these are nice indicators. So you can see here how much volume this liquidity is I wouldn't say is capturing over the past 24 hours. So you can see here 2 million with just 61,000. These pools are extremely efficient. So even if the fee tier is lower, by capturing so many trades, so many aggregators trades going through this, being so efficient for arbitraging against other dexes, against the central exchanges, these pools reap in still a lot of volume, and at the end of the day, a lot of fees. So even though this pool, as an example, has less liquidity than another pool with higher fees, still the overall fee over the last 24 hours, this one has been very competitive, bringing in the most fees for the liquidity providers. Now, now at the end, you can see the APR. And this is, I think, an extremely important distinguishment from our protocol, is that we are taking for the APR the entire liquidity into consideration. So what does that mean? We do not just take, okay, this is in the current price tick, the liquidity, and then the fees or the rewards earned, and then calculate that up, because that gives yes, that can give you a high APR number, but at the end of the day, you will need to concentrate very much, and in a split of a second, you might be out of range, and the result is you're not earning anything anymore, and you're just encountering a permanent loss and need to reposition. This is specific for Metropolis. We decided we take the entire liquidity in the pool with its shape, because we believe that to be a better representation of the APRs you can earn. And One more thing, we're going to see it in a second when we're providing liquidity on Metropolis, is you will anyways, when you provide liquidity, get an indicator, a preview of how much APR your specific position is going to earn. So this is an indicator for you and should be understood as such. Another thing to note is on Metropolis, you earn 80% of their fee revenue directly for DLMM pools. So when you look at this, this is here below, you see the APR distribution. You can see there that for this specific pool, 1,762% of the APR over the past 7 days is coming directly from fees. And then you get Metro on top. This is the reward system, the reward token on top, which is making up kind of a bit less than 1/4 of the revenue. So you're earning real fees. These are real revenue generating pools for you. So if you have Sonic USDC, you are earning the S token and USDC in fees. And then on top, Metro as a reward. And you can see it's a very healthy balance here, right? So the rewards we emit to the fees that these pools earn, it's a very healthy balance. Yeah, so this is APR takes the entire liquidity of the pool into consideration. This is something, important to note here. Okay, I think, yes. So this, we're through with the theory part. We got that. So now let's take a look at just quickly at some KPI parts with the DLMM pool. And so you get an idea of how this can look like, and you can get an idea of how the pool works. 1 second, just need to refresh here. There we go. So what did I do here? I just went on earn. I'm going to make this a bit bigger. This is better. So I go on earn all pools, and there I can see all the different pools, and they are sorted by fee revenue. So by real yield, how much real yield are they providing or earning for you as a liquidity provider. And then I just take the first one as an example, and you can see here the liquidity distribution. You can see one is trying to get as much fees as well as Metro rewards, and then you can see kind of a general liquidity position spread over a wider range, and you can make here it a bit wider. You can also see here the Metro per day and the and you can see in which range this is being deployed. So you have 2,500 Metro that are being emitted per day on this pool, and down here you have then the input panel for manual liquidity, so to deposit, and then here you would see your own liquidity position. We're still going to build liquidity positions, so I don't want to do this yet. I first want to just go through what do you see if you go on such a pool page. An important thing to say here, you can look at the volume. Okay, how has the volume been performing of this pool? And then you can also analyze, okay, how has the liquidity been developing in this specific pool? And at the end, you have an overview here that shows you bin steps and base fee, the max fee, as well as here are the different smart contracts, which you could put into Dex Screener just to see the tokens or to look at the specific pools. This can always be very helpful. You just click here, go on Dex Screener, type it in, and you get that exact pool if you want to do any chart analysis or anything in that direction. This is what you see. Jusso, am I missing anything? Anything to highlight here?
No, really, just to add that we will be having direct link to the DEX screener in the soon. Yeah.
Yes, so this is coming, then you can just click and you will directly be reverted to deck screen and can look there at the pool there. Here's one tab, this is rewards. So if you want, you will be able to harvest your rewards here. And you see here some information about the metro emissions in the pool. Okay, now, that being said, back to theory, but just short, I would call it now applied theory, what we're gonna go through next. And that is, we're gonna look at providing DLMM liquidity. How does that look in the front end? And what are the different things you see there? So let's start. We have for DLMM provisioning a so-called simple mode. So how does this simple mode work? Is you input liquidity in both fields. You need to input both fields. This is important. Some liquidity, but they do not need to match dollar-wise. So you can input, I don't know, let's say 1,000 Sonic, but you can only input $1 worth of USDC as an example. Then you see here the default mode chosen is simple, and then you have here different choose the spread, so you can choose 11 bins, 51 bins, or 81 bins. And so the larger your spread, the lower your APR, but also the lower your potential for permanent loss and the need for rebalancing. So this is something important to note here. Then if you allocate this, put this in, you will see below directly a nice graph. What this shows is it shows the price of the past 7 days. So you get a feeling, okay, which price range is being which price range is my liquidity covering, and based on the past 7 days, is this a good allocation or not? Also, you see below your liquidity position, this is the liquidity distribution. You can see there that from which price to which price, amount of bins, and then the estimated APR with it. So this is the estimated personalized APR. So this is really based on this position specifically. What is the current expectation? Obviously, if you go out of range, this will not hold true anymore, and it really depends that the conditions somewhat stay the same for this estimated APR to come true. But it shows the current state. What can you expect right now if conditions stay? Yeah. Okay. And then let's take a look. I think that's already it. So let's take a look and see how this would be on Metropolis. So I'm going to choose, what should I choose? Maybe the ETH Sonic one. I think this is nice. So I'm going to choose the ETH Sonic pool and do a simple allocation. So I don't have, so I have almost no ETH. So I need to swap first. This is really nice. This is now integrated. So you can just click here and swap. And I'm just gonna swap some Sonic, I don't know, 20 Sonic to ETH. I'm gonna confirm. Close this, done. And then I'm just going to click this way, and then I go back to deposit. And here now I'm going to allocate those and 20 Sonic and then 81. And you can see that there was a larger price move recently. Maybe I expect now this will, as it already corrected a bit, my expectations are it might stay in this range for a while. Estimated APR is 670%. This looks good. Simple mode, so I'm just going to allocate, provide liquidity. There we go. Zack, zack. And now the liquidity will appear here. There you can see it. I love when it goes so quick. This is really nice about Sonic. If it can be really snappy and you just get direct feedback. I really love it when it works like that. So here you can see I can see now my position. I can see the deposit balance, how much Sonic, how much ETH, the APR so far. This will take now a bit just to arrive because this is now on historic data. It will just need a minute or so. And yeah, another point, which is now I would like to already introduce, I will always come back to that with every position I build. We have this nice thing up here. It's called My Dashboard. Click on it. And what I can see here is all my DLMM liquidity, and it gives me a nice overview. So it shows me, okay, how many total Sonic points have I earned? How much is in from which token am I holding? So I'm only having this one position here. So it's 50-50 ETH and Sonic token. And then overall average APR over the past 7 days. And yeah, for rewards and then the claimable rewards. So it gives you a nice overview. Ring points as well, if you're trying to maximize those. It gives you a really nice overview over all your liquidity that would be bundled up here in your KPI. And then you will have each position down here below. So you click here and you can look at that position and get all the data, but you see directly already this is active. There's no need to do anything, but it's always nice to just look how's your position doing, right? So I think some of us are spending a lot of time on this page just looking how bins go up and down and how things are moving. Okay, that was this simple mode, but I guess what most are here for is, can I play this one? Does this work? Will this automatic? Oh, this doesn't play automatically. Okay. What most are here for are all the different shapes you can build. So bid-ask position, curve position, one-sided spot positions, and you can mix all of that together and really build your favorite position, exactly how you want to build it as a strategy. And so I'm going to go into this. Now you see the advanced modes, bid ask, curve, and spot. And in a nutshell, bid ask increases the liquidity as further away it goes from the current trading traded bin. And in the curve, it's the opposite. It decreases the further you go away. And then the spot is just uniform, similar to a V3 position. Now, first one is the bell curve. Now, the goal of this is to provide deep spot liquidity around price action to maximize your revenue from fees. Now, when is this a good fit? Generally, it's a good fit for rather stable pools, for LSTs. So you combine liquid stake token with the unstaked token, for example, in a pool. This can be interesting in this shape. And you can do that for correlating larger cap tokens, but then you just need a little bit of a higher maintenance. Generally, it's a higher maintenance. You expect the price to revert back to the median. So you expect most of trading to happen here, and then it might move out and you still want to capture some of that, but you expect it to come back here. So this is a bit the whole idea of this. Of the shape is you expect the reversal to the median. Let's build this. Let's build this on Metropolis and take a look how that would be done. So I am gonna go back, share my screen. There we go. I go under earn or pools. And what should I do? I mean, Anon is so far up here right now. Let's give that a try. So you see this the Anon pool. You see liquidity is quite, there's a concentration in this bin, and right now it's actually quite comparably, let's say comparably lower liquidity. So I wanna join now with a curved distribution. So first of all, I want to do it both sided. So I don't have any Anon, so I'm gonna buy some Anon tokens. Take here to 20. That has been take 20 again. Confirm. There we go. And then I go back to deposit, and there I have everything to max, and I'm gonna go 20 as well. It doesn't need to be same sides. I just want to do it right now. And now I go in the advanced mode and I choose curve. And now you can see already here, you can see estimated APR, what it would be consisting of. It would be mostly fee revenue, and there are also Metro rewards on this one. So apparently people have been voting for Metro rewards on the pool because it's a nice performing pool in the past. And you can see here the distribution. And now what I really like, you can move this around. So if you see the price and you want a larger price up here, you want to capture this more, or you want to capture it also more to the downside, you can make this larger than it currently is. Right now, going to give a little bit of a sneak peek. Right now, you can only deploy 80 bins. I think, Yosso, how long away is the batch depositor?
If you are lucky, it will come maybe today.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think devs are on it. So with the batch depositor, it will come now any today or late, I think tomorrow. Then you will be able to make wider positions, and then with the batcher, this position is going to be allocated for you in 2 or 3 transactions. So it's a nice way of building larger positions on these smaller bin step pools. But right now we're still with the 80, and you have here estimated APRs, can still see it. And I can increase now the window if I want. So I can say, look, here the price went all the way up to 14.4. So I can just put in, look, I want to have this all the way up to 14.4. And then you can pull that. And maybe you say, I don't think the price will go down here anymore. So I'm just gonna think it's just gonna stay like this. I don't know. And here you have your estimated APR, and you have 72 bins in total spread. And now I'm going to allocate. Provide liquidity. Zack. Take this away. Put that away. And then the liquidity shape will again appear here. There you see. And I can see how much in my deposit balance is in which token. And I can see here the different fees earned, 24 days, 7 days, 30 days. And here I can click, and then I will be able to earn rewards over time. It's not there yet because the position is very new, but as soon as rewards are in, I will be able to harvest them here as well. So we built our second position, and now when we go back to the dashboard, we see how this changed. We now have more Sonic in here. We have some Anon next to ETH, and we see the second position up here being active. Okay, that was, I deployed now this strategy on a very volatile pair. Normally you would do it rather with a more pegged token or a more correlating token, but that was for the fun of it. Okay, Now we have another strategy, which is really nice. This is a DLMM with a bid ask. So the goal of this is to reduce impermanent loss, or you can use it for swing trading, or also if you want to have a version of dollar cost averaging in and out of tokens. And I like this swing trading or DCAing a lot. I use that personally a lot. So when I'm going to build the position in a second, I'm going to use that strategy and show how that could be done. Then it's fit for large, mid, and small cap tokens. And as always with all these strategies, it needs a bit of higher maintenance than obviously a V2 pool. So let's go back into Metropolis. So we have these two nice positions. I'm gonna go now back to earn all pools. And Yosso, which token should I DCA? Which token should I DCA?
I don't know, maybe Sonic.
Sonic, nice. Let's do it. So I'm gonna choose a for DCAing. I'm gonna choose a larger pool. We have one. So I'm gonna do now here S just to filter. They all have obviously. With Sonic, yeah, I could use that one. Yeah, here for example, I take this one, and then I can do a larger range. Now I don't have USDC, so I'm just going to change the starting position. So let's say I have 40 USDC and I don't own Sonic yet. So I'm just going to swap this quickly. This is my position. Oh, too quick. Too quick. 40 trade, confirm swap. There we go. Okay. And now I want to DCA with these 40. I want to DCA with my $20 into Sonic. Now what I can do is I say, okay, I'm going to go in advanced. I'm going to choose bid ask. And this chart, to be honest, doesn't show me much right now. It shows me a bit the range because it's only 7 days, right? And maybe I would now go to Dex Screener to take a little bit look at different Fibonacci levels or check where are the different resistance zones and where do I might think that this would revert back. And let's say I right now believe it will go down to 50 cents before it reverts back up again. So I want to DCA into it. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to DCA into it until, let's say here, 49 cents. Yeah, this looks good. Then what I do, I have a bid ask position because I'm similar. I need to go one more. Here, max needs some in. And this is how it now looks like. As the price drops, more liquidity is being allocated. What this effectively does is on the way down, I will earn more trading fees and more of my USDC bins will be converted to Sonic bins. Now I'm going to allocate this position to show how this could be used as a kind of swing trading or DCAing strategy. Provide liquidity. Okay. There we go. It's allocated. Just needs a second to appear here. There we go. So as the price goes down, these bins get converted to Sonic bins and I earn fees on top of it. If this would have a farm, I would earn Metro farm rewards or whatever the farm reward is on top of it. as well. So this is really nice. You don't pay for trading, you earn fees and you earn rewards for kind of trading. And what I found for myself is that if I build these positions, I can then, as the price moves, I can, if you click on withdraw, you can withdraw just certain bins. So I can only withdraw the bins that have been converted. So I can say that only remove S or only remove USDC. In this case, it does make sense. So only remove Sonic. I could click that once the price has moved here and remove the Sonic out of the position. With that, converted my USDC at these price bin points to Sonic. And as the price would go down, the more liquidity I have in there, the more of my USDC would be transferred to Sonic. Now, what is really nice about this is I did a couple of calculations on this, and it's pretty much as so far, all of them have been, it was then the same as if I limit ordered one bin to the right or two bins to the right of my position. So let's assume this whole bin has been changed to Sonic. I removed all of those. Then the total, including the fees and the Metro earnings, if I take all of that together, it came to as if I would have set a limit order at this price to buy Sonic. So it's a very effective way, because I'm not good at catching where something reverts back. I'm not good at this, but with a DLMM position, I just pull out step by step, and then I can see, looking back, it's as if I have one or two bins next to the ultimate bottom, as if I found an entry there. So this is how I use it a lot, and it can be very, very powerful in that sense. And that's how many also you get sometimes these liquidity shapes that are then looking like like the Sydney Opera House, because everybody's just putting in these bid-ask positions. Okay, now let's do it again. Back to the dashboard. I can see now my three positions. USDC has come into the mix. And as well, what I can see is that this position is not active. Sonic would need to retrace further back. Let's hope that that this position will never be converted, and it is reversing now already, Sonic. But this is kind of the way how you can then always just look at your dashboard, see, okay, this position is still inactive. And once it is active, you will see APR. This will turn white, and then you can go in and pull out the bins that have been converted. Anything I missed, Yosso, about this strategy?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. Then let's go back and look at another position. This is just the general spot. In spot, you just want to, the goal is capturing fee revenue for oscillating token pairs. And it's rather a simple deployment. It needs a little bit less maintenance, because you're not, for example, with a curve where you're concentrating even more, and depending on how wide your position is, it needs a little bit less maintenance. If you still have a very small position, it still needs a lot. So it really depends. This little thing should probably be adapted. Really depends how you utilize this. This can be, it still needs a lot of maintenance. I want to still use this quickly just to show case, even though it's very similar to what we've done already with this simple deposit mode. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to do all pools. And now I'm going to choose, let's choose this Navi pool. And if I swap again a bit, because I just like it if both positions are shown. There we go. Trade, confirm. close. I see already I have now the tokens in, and I'm gonna allocate some tokens to this position, advanced mode, and here you also have the spot. Now, what you can do is, here again, I can check, okay, which price area do I want to cover? You can say, okay, I want to cover this price range. And I really like this bar. You can move it back and forth. Also on a mobile version, it's really handy. You can use this to really get the position right. And if you then want to fine tune, you can click these buttons up and down to really fine tune your position down to the exact bin you want. And now here, I'm just going to take from the past 7 days, try to bring it exactly. I can hover over. Okay, this went down to 1.98. So 1.98. This would be exactly the bottom, and I can do the same up here. 2.548. So I can go 2.5. 548. 54. There we go. So now I'm covering the entire trading range of the past 7 days, and this is how my allocation would look like. Yeah. And now I enable Navi. And you can see this one is also creating a lot of fee revenue. This is really I'm always amazed to see. I mean, this is all real yield, just trading volume. The bulk of the APR comes from that. It's really nice to see. There we go. Position is in. Front end will need a second. There we go. Now it's shown. I have my position. And now if I go to my dashboard, Navi is added to the mix. I get a nice overall overview, and I can manage all these positions here directly. And soon I can also manage my vault liquidity here. These would be for me then very hands-off, because I just deploy for vault operators, and they do all the rebalancing for me, and the front end will show me nicely to track that. Okay, I think we are now through all these simple strategies. Now we're at DLMM stacking. I'm just gonna take one drink. So DLMM stacking is a way of combining different shapes with each other. With the batcher that comes, you will be able to make very large position in one form. So you will be able to make, I don't know, over 200-300 bins, make a curve distribution or a bid-ask distribution that is then following that one bid-ask shape. But what you can do with DLMM stacking is actually put together different types of liquidity positions to build a liquidity position with different strategies. So what you have here is the first position is a bid ask. I increase your let's say your dollar cost average into a token here, and then after a certain price, with each bin is converted, your allocation is a spot position, a higher spot position. Now, how do you build something like this? And for that, let's use the one pool we already have. This is this one. And now what I can do, I need to show. So I'm going to show now on Metropolis. We are back in our dashboard on Metropolis. And if you remember, for Sonic USDC, what we had here is we had a bid-ask position to dollar cost average into the Sonic token. And it ended here at 0.4999, etc. Price point per Sonic, USDC per Sonic. And now what I want to do is add a spot position behind here. So what I'm going to do is going to go to manage my liquidity. I don't have enough USDC, so I only hold Sonic. So I'm going to buy some Sonic. I buy some USDC with it. Let's take 80, let's put some trade for USDC. There we go. There's already in the balance, so it's all there. Now I take that. I go on advanced. And what I can see here, 0.499, that was where it ended. So I can already pull this over. And then 0.499, that was where it ended. I go one more, click here. And then I can build, for example, this position to add. And if I want to size the height of this specifically, I can look at, okay, this in this bin is 2.53 USDC. I can look how much is in here, 2.43. So this is a bit higher. This may be exactly how I want it. And now I just enable, confirm. And provide liquidity. Let's go. My position is already there, and this should update in a second, and then you will see the full position with both. Should, or I'm going to refresh. I'm just going to go back again into the position. I think it needs a second. I'm going to go on my dashboard. This is the inactive one. There you see already the position. Go on manage, and it will appear here now also. But in the dashboard, you could already see the entire. If it, okay. Or we just leave it at the dashboard. Here you can see it for right now. Somehow it's not loading there, but you can see it already here, how the position looks like. So this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted a spot position and a ramp up to that certain price, and then a spot further. Okay, it's not earning, it's inactive right now. The price would need to fall down there in order to become active. And you can see my overall USDC part has increased from my overall portfolio. Okay, let's go back and look at other stacking opportunities. Another way of stacking is if you say, hey, you want to add different strategies upon each other. So you'll maybe want to drive a DLMM strategy that is a bid-ask position, but you already want to earn some fees right now, and the bid-ask has very little liquidity in the active bin right now. So you combine that with a spot position, second spot position below. And I would say, let's give that a try and look how that would work. I'm going to go back again to my overview. And if you remember, we did already a ETH spot. Here we can see this. This is the ETH spot position. And I'm just going to build another, maybe a curve position on top of it. So I'm going to manage liquidity. And I'm going to swap some tokens. I have another 20, was $20 is my position. So I'm going to size it the same size. So I'm just going to do 20 to ETH Let's go. Close. There we go. This has been swapped. I can deposit. I put max of what I have. 20 Sonic tokens. I go on advanced mode curve. And now I can say, okay, which size do I want? You can see already how trading it just moves the bins up and down. I love watching this, especially with the lower bin steps. You can constantly see it moving up and down, up and down. Your position is really nice. But what you see here is this position goes from the price point of 4 from a price point of Sonic 0.49 all the way up to, oh no, the price 4,472 to 4,845. Okay, 4,000. I could also type it in down here. So I could also just do it directly 47 down here. Zack. Do it like this, 7. And then I go here at the larger part. It was 4845. 48. Okay. So 4845. There we go. And now I'm just going to build this position on top of it. Provide liquidity. And this is really the beauty, because the liquidity positions, they stack upon each other. So you can build all these different shapes, whatever your strategy is, right? So you can even build a curve shape with a bid ask and another curve away from the current trading area. So this is now how this position looks like. We put a curve on top instead of a bid ask, but it's okay. It still shows you can stack them apart each other, and this is then how it looks like. You have a larger base and then the curve on top, and trading goes back and forth. You can already slowly seeing your APR coming in. This is step by step. This will grow. The more fees you earn, the more this part will then represent the real APR. And if you go into my dashboard, again, this is now adapting, more ETH in there, because we grew this position here. Okay. Back to our training. And if I'm not mistaken, yes, we are through with all the different, I would call them still basic strategies. We are right now, we'll still take some time, but we're working on a second course. This one will be going more into the vaults, so how to operate vaults, how to read vault performance, so both sides choosing good vaults, but also managing them as an operator. What can be the benefits? How does all of that work? And then another thing that we're looking at is to then also have more advanced, maybe go, let me know in the comments if you would like to see something that goes more in the direction of how to combine this with chart analysis for different tokens, and how you can then combine both of that with DLMMing. If you're interested in something like this, I would put some effort into building that together with the community, that we build a second deck that this explores these, how to do that more in detail. The next step of this one would be just to show what are maker vaults, and I still want to do this as a quick as a quick preview, because now they're really coming back soon. And the maker vaults, if you've never heard of them yet, it's a new way for DLMMing, which combines 3 different user groups together. The one is the operator. You can see this here on the right side. So the operator manages the liquidity within a vault, and in the vault is only one pool. So let's say you are a user, you are a participant in this case. You want to allocate, you want to participate and earn these fee rewards and the farm rewards on top and all of that, but you do not want to actively manage that. Then you can join one of these maker vaults. A certain AUM fee will be going for the operator for operating it, and you will earn all the trading fees as if you would deploy yourself. As always, 80% goes to the liquidity providers, 20% goes to the DEX, with then, as part of that bucket, the Metro stakers, and you provide the liquidity into the vault. And this is a really nice win-win-win system. Metro holders, the stakers, they earn a part of the fees that this vault is earning. Then the operator, he earns a part of the AUM fee, but in the KPIs, it's clearly shown that the operator needs to outperform his own AUM fee. So participants can then very nicely choose vaults with operators that do that. They earn all the fees, they earn all the farm rewards, they earn all the Sonic airdrop points, the participants. So it's a very nice hands-off opportunity for everybody who wants to DLMM but doesn't have the time for it. And for everybody who wants to operate, it's a very nice way to earn on top, not just with your own liquidity you can put into the vault, you can earn all of that. And on top, with everybody who joins, you earn an AUM fee on top. So it's launching soon again. It has been extensively audited, and there's as soon as it's come back, I'm sure we're going to make noise around it, and you will be notified, not noticed. Okay, Jusso, anything that I forgot?
No, I don't think so.
Perfect. Then I would say let's wrap this up here. This was a maker draft session. It was the first time we're streaming this to X. Also happy for everybody who joined us here on StreamYard. If there's anything we should improve, just let us know. And at the same token, if you don't know yet, the Sonic Maker Club, you can find that on X. It's a club where users in our community, they post chart analysis, they post their DLMM ideas, and if you want to become active in there, just join, post in there. The Metropolis account will retweet quality content that is posted in there as well. So we're happy for everybody who joins the club. And then with that, thanks everyone for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day, and happy DLMMing.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Site won't load, but I'm still in. Chart's blank, but I feel the bin. Market's flat, but the vault's alive. I don't need signs, I got Aria's eyes. Everyone's out chasing noise again, but I'm stacked in range, steady hands, no friends. Rewards drip slow like a leaking pipe, but it's real and it's mine, not some token hype. Welcome to the Maker Club, where silence prints and signals lie, where we earn while they just try. No gods, no pets, just bins and time. You're in the club, now shape your line. Some farm flash, some stake blind, some just tweet like that earns them time. But we built walls in the liquidity book. We cut our edge, didn't wait, didn't look. Aria's cape snaps in a backhand bug. Graph's dead again, yeah, we still plug. She doesn't talk, but she always